What's popular, YouTube? Another day, another demo. Another day into the Blast Global Finals, and it is getting spicier and spicier every single day. We are in the upper bracket final period. Astralis versus Vitality is going on in 20 minutes, and then following the lower final, which we're casting, Liquid versus Natus Vincier. And these teams, not only are they in the money, but they're all serious contenders to win this event. Of course, Liquid, they put up a decent fight here versus Vitality. Odds versus Astralis a little bit lower, I'd say. That would be very interesting. I mean, it actually would be so interesting to see Liquid win this match and see if they played against either Astralis or Vitality again. Could they actually do better versus Vitality, or what would it look like if Fallen played with Liquid and played against Astralis? Because Fallen loves to play against Astralis. Stewie loves to play against Astralis. Liquid, the head-to-head just gets steeper and steeper in favor of Astralis. But it doesn't change the fact that they are comfortable playing against these teams. Like, it's usually 2-0s as it is with any teams versus Vitality and Astralis these days, but at least the 2-0s are somewhat close. And so it's kind of compelling. I mean, same could be said for Na'Vi. If they move on, they're not likely to actually beat Vitality or Astralis. But the Na'Vi that we saw just play against G2 just now look capable of winning this event. It really brought me back to the beginning of the year when we had the Blast Spring groups and we had Astralis versus Na'Vi. And Na'Vi came out swinging, and then they played so damn well, and then they won Katowice. And, it feels like we're starting it all over again with how well they played here in this match versus G2. And we're going to take a look at that in a second to explain why that is. Let's see, what else has happened today? We had Zeppa signed to Cloud9. I don't remember if we talked about this already, but this is a situation where he's coming on as a fifth in place of Woxic. Alex is picking up the AWP. Maybe this could have been an excuse to watch a Zeppa demo. This is maybe what we should do tomorrow, actually. Totally forgot about this. Crazy. We got a $432,000 deal value. It is for a starter. I think he's ended up getting paid $11,000 or $12,000 a month, something like that, with bonuses potentially on the horizon. We know how good Zeppa is. You'll soon hear his name. We'll see how good Alex is opping. It's kind of crazy how much the team is changing, considering I feel like how well they've been playing. And now we've just got so much potential on this roster. Alex showing what he can do. We've got Mezzi, totally unknown. Zeppa, known in NA. Floppy, proving himself in EU. Esatag, stock risen like crazy in the fall. Everybody is such a moonshot right now that it feels like no matter what happens, Cloud9 will make some money. Whatever happens at this point, Cloud9 will be able to sell players and make money, and they seem to be able to have a high potential to win. I think they're doing this properly in that regard, so I kind of think that makes sense. Sad to see Woxic go. We've already gone over that. So how did Na'Vi win their game versus G2 yesterday? Well, basically, it was a little bit of help from everybody, right? It was Simple doing so well, 22 and 14 from Boomich and Simple on these two different maps. We had such a great train performance from Boomich, which is what we want to watch today. And Electronic wasn't lagging behind. Perfecto looked super sharp on the inner sight, as was brought up on the desk. That was an important point. Flamey had a really good series overall. Lowest rating, right? 1.20. They trounced him. I mean, even Nico only a 0.93 rating on the series. I think overall, let's see, 17 and 19 here, 15 and 17 here. Nothing was going too well. It looked like Nico was the only player kind of playing well, and I guess him and Kenny S on train at least had 80 ADR, but there were just so many failures here outside of that, or I guess on train, and yeah, so the ADR is up there for Nico. Honestly, it didn't feel like Nico was playing that badly considering what we're seeing here with everyone with a low KAST, relatively low ADR outside of Nico, bad ratings. This was, Hunter's not been doing good. I think it's Hunter. Hunter is an incredible player, right? But he gave up every single one of his spots to Nico as soon as Nico joined the team. And so far, I mean, Nico has been delivering in those spots, but Hunter having to learn new position is maybe taking too much time to him to get used to new positions. It might be the case that Hunter was very good at being a star player, and now that you take that from him and he doesn't have the onus on himself to actually win games, that now even when he's trying to just do just enough, it's hard to do. On top of getting comfortable in all these new different spots and maybe spots that he doesn't like, it feels like we're definitely missing some of Hunter's spirit now, right? Like, here are the two events where I was like, okay, things are looking a little bit strange. This is the first event with Nico. Here is the next two, and then a straight up negative event with the fall finals. And now we're having an event that's really headed in the wrong direction again for Hunter, showing us that this is not a this is not a coincidence. It's literally getting worse and worse every single event after the first event they played with Nico. So don't even know, like, in terms of comparing spots, what happened here, because he had already given up their spots at this point. So it seems like there should be hope, but for whatever reason, man, these are literally the worst events of the year. As soon as Nico is worst events in a year, I guess, since Nico has joined the team. He had a really incredible year overall. So that is not a good sign. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Bad sign. Nexa as well, I think he, towards the end of the year, not doing too great. And to kind of add on to that, of course, it was, overall, like, we have the Blasphemous Fall series, and then boom, 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 boom. The events overall are still in the black, but, post with Nico, we do have, or sorry, this isn't actually correct. No, I'm wrong about this. He's already doing kind of badly at Beijing, already kind of doing badly here at Winter. Oh, wait, no, sorry. No, I am correct. Those are the events that he came on for. My mistake. My mistake again. I'm wrong. I'm right. All right, so no. I'm not right. I'm not right. Wait, why does he have less events here than Hunter does? What event did Nico come on for? What am I looking at here? Let me look at all time. Okay, if I look at 2020, yeah, Beijing. Oh, yeah, I am right. Yes. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so confused. All right, yeah. I am right, yes. Okay, so, yeah, it's just been, yeah. So he came on for the fall series, and then it's just been not great. So, okay, now let's take a look at Almanac. Not fantastic stuff. Not fantastic stuff. Not like it's been a huge like, it's not like everything's gone. Look how friggin' well they did in the inaugural event, though. All of them, especially Almanac, went so hard, and then I don't know what the hell happened, right? I don't know what the hell happened. But this one, it's less of an anomaly. He's got a few red events. I think his specific role means he's not going to frag that hard, usually. He doesn't need to for them to win. He's definitely doing a tons of stuff. It's perceptible. Like, I feel like one of the most... I feel like he's too important, man. I feel like I see what Almanac does. He does so much in every single round. He's a very versatile player. And yeah, it doesn't always frag, but I mean, he'll literally buy a Mac 10, find a lurk frag that you need to win a round. He'll be supporting with grenades. He'll be entrying. He'll be doing everything on T rounds, man. This guy definitely does a ton. So I can't really doubt him. I mean, no one else is going to pick up his job at all. And yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what the conversation was between him and Jax, to be honest, because his role was just too hard to replace from what I've seen. It's just he does too many things. But yeah, everything just kind of went badly. And we go over to Navi. Navi did incredibly well. And I also want to look at the fact that it wasn't just the fact that Boombl4 had a really, really strong map and a couple of maps here versus G2. Like, it was awesome, these last two series that he's played, one versus Complexity, one versus G2. But this one in particular, like this 1.65 rating, I mean, it towers above anything else that we're seeing from him for the longest time, right? He's just not the kind. He does so much sacrificial stuff on T sides in particular. Okay, we've got a hard Legion rating over a 2.10, but like this might be his highest versus a really, really strong opponent in recent memory. Okay, here's one versus Vitality. And so we see he's capable of having good ratings, but generally speaking, that's not what happens. Honestly, it feels like art a little bit. And I'll show you how, because he's the guy who he creates space. That's what he does. He literally just creates so much space on T sides. He finds entries. When he's having a great game, they steamroll. When he's not having a great game, they can still win if he does his role properly. This is the kind of thing that's happening right now. Glaive, Kerrigan, Art, Boomich, they all do the same thing. They literally throw themselves out there. They pull out their tourist friggin' Kodak camera, take a snapshot, sell the information to the to their teammates, and then tell them where everybody is, and then they just overrun a site, or they push something, or they just do that. That's just what they do. That's what people are doing right now. People are sacrificing players for information, and it's usually been the IGL. I'm sure Art has had an impact on that. Definitely feels like Glaive has adopted it. Kerrigan, full-fledged, doing it most of the time. Same thing for Boomich, and it makes sense. But then when they also get the kill, not just the info, this is what we get, right? This is what we get. So I really feel like the calling was amazing here on Train, on top of Boomich playing well, and that's the two reasons why I want to watch this game. Now, I heard that Boomich watches these videos. Boomich, if you watch these videos, please, man, on on Inferno. Okay, I actually heard someone just tell me this, that G2 try to copy everything Astralis do on Inferno. To me, that is a joke. They do not play Inferno nearly as well as Astralis. Maybe they have changed a little bit, and G2 are getting better at Inferno. But generally speaking, this is the map that shows you the difference between a Vitality, Astralis, and everybody else. On Inferno, there needs to be more plays for information at every single point of the round. A and B need to be communicating better. Top B control, flash retakes there, flash retakes on bracket, holding for info on bracket, keeping it off behind the arch smoke while it fades on mid, making sure you always have some kind of information and keeping up with the Ts that are coming and taking, and looking for tells so that you know when to retake for information, because it feels like almost half of every half, G2, Na'Vi, we even saw EG doing it the other day. It was really bad, where they just play all the way back in the site, play 2-3, hope for an amazing site hold, lose the site, can't win the post plant because the retake's too far away, rinse and repeat into the next round. Terrible CT half. Oh, guys, I don't know what happened. Nobody had information. Watch Astralis play Inferno. Watch Vitality play Inferno. It's not some kind of coincidence that they're making good rotations. They always get the information as soon as it's taken away from them. They know how to pick the right sites. Maybe that's the magic. That's the tough part to actually pull off. But using the tactics to go for the flash retakes, or holding deep banana, or top bracket, something. It has to be there. It's consistent. You can see it in the demos every single round with these top teams. And that's the difference between the top teams and everybody else. The system needs to be fixed a little bit more. I even hated when Nico started playing on G2, it felt like they were starting to give up banana control a lot. They're playing back in the site, on the B site in Inferno, because Nico's so powerful. Like he can win like just holding like that. But your B players can't just play for themselves. Your B players also affect A, right? The idea behind getting bottom banana control or having info on B is that you can rotate over and play 4 on A. Then you have a more guaranteed site hold. That's what needs to happen. And yes, you can just rotate over and gamble, but then sometimes you're going to get punished. EG played badly and got eliminated from the tournament playing against Liquid because they stopped playing banana like they normally do. Ethan started playing in solo in B without banana control. I think because partly they weren't managing the grenades properly, but like even looking at their other games where they're successful, there was a direct comparison between when they take control of things, get information, and when they win. And yeah, maybe that's worth looking at. But that's something that needs to change. Otherwise, you just can't win. You're not going to win the best of 3 versus Astralis or Vitality, and then you won't win the tournament. G2, Na'Vi, these are the 2 best teams outside of Liquid and outside of Astralis and Vitality, but they won't win the whole tournament. And if they just give up Inferno, for example, it just won't happen. It just is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But anyways, at least Na'Vi have Train, because this was one hell of a Train match. Okay, this was a fantastic Train match that we're about to watch. It was so well called the entire time by Mr. Boomich. Maybe Blade was jumping in. It was extremely well called, and I've got it with the full radar, so we can just kind of see all the rotations and stuff. but I want to explain a few things. It's a game I casted yesterday. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch because Boombl4 puts himself out in front to get information. And also, when we see how the map is being worked, the game plan made a lot of sense. So here, we're seeing Boombl4. Just imagine that he's a tourist with a camera around his neck, okay? And he's just trying to get as many photos to send back to his family as possible. That's what I want you to imagine when we watch Boombl4 in this half. And when we're watching Boombl4 today, later, versus Liquid, this is going to be an important thing to think of. Like the value that he puts on information, so incredibly high. And we see how his team will help, will play off that information as well. So you've got first contact on a couple of kills. I think he went 8 for 12 in opening duels in this match. So it's a stat to kind of back up what was going on here. And see, we look at the full radar. We've got the Ivy Lurk right here on round 1 already. That's either Electronic or Perfecto. I believe that's Perfecto wrapping to the back of B. Boombl4 is here to hold the ladder. He gets some info. Again, taking a really big risk for information. But he gets the info, ladder's clear, and now he can come and help on the site hit itself. Kenny S stays alive for way too long in this position. But now he has to go and fight. And Boombl4 is also the one to trade. Remember how he just got info at ladder. The only reason he traded that kill was because he got confirmed info. And now he goes out first again. Nexa multi-frags them and shuts them down completely. This is where we're worried. Oh, no. Na'Vi, they're already going to fall apart. Things aren't looking too good. Oh, frick, man. That was actually a sick kill. I'm going to go back. I'm so sorry about that one. And I'm going to turn on the demo index as well. Demo index 1. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. Okay. Sorry. Let's go ahead and watch that again. Tech9 drop into ladder. Immediate clothesline and ladder room control. Another opening kill 1. For a Boombl4, and tons of risks, right? Not just opening kills, tons of risks for information. Every time he drops on the ladder, every time he pushes T-Con, every time he's in front getting map control, these are all the opportunities to get killed or get kills. But also, this is what the stats don't show you, that he's also confirming something to his team. That thing is empty or open, and this affects where you can rotate. It affects your confidence. It affects his own rotations. I feel like I have so much to say today. And, yeah, not enough time. All right, so here, again, just creating tons of freaking space, man. He's going to get, I think, caught out in this position, but he confirms one on Cloud. He hears 2 in Z, and look what happens. Everybody runs outside. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? And then Electronic, look at him. He lurked Ivy, just like we saw Perfecto do on that last round. He's here over at the old bomb, and then they just destroy. Boombl4 heard at least 2 pairs of footsteps guaranteed because he knows it's more than 1, doesn't know if it's 3. Fine, he can call 2, and he got info because Nexa had to shoot at him from Cloud. That is Nexa's worst nightmare to have to shoot at him there, knowing that he just heard his 2 teammates inside of Z. That's the value of information that I'm talking about here, okay? That's what's so damn good. And this is what Boombl4 does every time. But everyone's definitely working together and hitting shots, and we're just having a particularly high success rate in the actual getting of the kills. But seriously, the kills that he's getting are secondary to the information that he gets. Yeah, and there's another opening. They crack the site wide open. They win. We move forward. How's this looking right now? This is a combination of, look at the mini-map. Look, info ladder. He's down first. Mac-10 out. Clearing out close positions outside T-Con. And looks like the nades are coming through. And we'll see if he's the first person to take contact again. Spraying the smoke. They're holding on to Olaf right now. And he trades the opening kill. They got the Ivy lurk again. This is something that Na'Vi was doing so well this game, was just lurking Ivy a lot of the rounds, getting to wrap the back 6. And I think, yeah, he actually gets caught right here. It was just off on a timing. But again, see how everyone moves? It's information. Sometimes a little bit of fear, right? Sometimes a little bit of fear, the fact that your teammate dies. But you also want to try to act on that info because then you're actually trading for something. You're not trading for a player, but you're trading for a position, right? You're getting positional compensation. As I keep trying to say now, it's something that it keeps getting talked about in chess, but it's something that I feel like is so relevant. And I keep feeling like the new the newer style of play that's coming out from a lot of these IGLs right now is tied to that concept directly. This positional compensation, right? The fact that you don't always need to trade for a frag, but you can trade for a position. You can trade, and if you die in a spot, no one can take your place. That's not the position. But if you die to somebody, it shows you a name tag. It gets you info on 1 or 2 people. People on the other parts of the map can now take something because of your death, right? Take something because of your death. And then that highlights the team aspect as well. And that makes it a game more than just one individual player. So we've got some good, clean pop drops here by Boombl4. It's very clean on the ladders, actually. Won't lie. And he's here just to maintain control. And he actually gets a kill as they're trying to go for T-Con control. So what is G2 doing really badly is it's not... Well, G2 are finally trying stuff. They're getting dumpstered when they try to go for stuff. But, oh, this is actually a great way to rotate, actually. Okay, so it's Almanac's holding the cross. He spots bomb, but they peek him in a funny way where he tries to adjust for the second guy, and then they can attempt to go for the plant. I think Simple ends up dying here. I'm pretty sure he ends up peeking this and then dying because he forgets about the other op, and this leaves Electronic in a 1v2, and I can't remember. Yeah, I think he wins this. Yeah, the complete spray down. And it was such a combination of Na'Vi individuals playing really well, some good coordination. But yeah, just everybody putting up something, right? They're putting up something. There's just no easy rounds. Okay. I can't find Boombl4. There he is. Perfect. Just in time to catch every single one of his kills. Guy on the site gets traded out. Another fast B hit, and that's it. Nothing special to talk about here. Full on B hit. Full of confidence. As soon as they see the 2 ops, they decide to punish B, because who wants to retake with 2 AWPs, right? Even if you trade evenly on the site and there's 3 CTs left, if 2 of the CTs are an IV and a train stopper player and they're both opping, who gives a hell, right? Who cares that you only traded 2 for 2 on the entries? Those ops aren't going to be able to retake. Maybe on B-side train, maybe on B-side train, but still, you don't want to retake with ops. You don't risk losing all that money. And look at this, Boombl4 all the way to the back lanes again, and here it is. And just watch how people organize after the fact, right? Okay, here's the important spot, I think. Flamey immediately goes for the trade right on Nexa, and then falls back. He maintains in front of Z. And this still counts as a refrag, right? Where he kills that same player and he's just controlling space. So this is ideally what Boombl4's spot looks like. And in this position, Flamey could just try to move if you'd like to, but it's already over because these 2 riflers coming into Z are getting bullied back. Boombl4 walks so Flamey could run in that position, right? He gave him the info on where to go there. He told him that this position that he wanted to stand in finally was clear. And again, it's working out so well. Okay, this is when it seriously got out of hand. The amount of information that Boombl4 is willing to go for. This is where it just got too much, okay? This is where it's like too much goddamn information, all right? So let's pay attention to the way Na'Vi organize, the way, and the 2 CTs outside here, and then see how crazy this gets, okay? I almost can't even recommend someone do this. It's so ridiculous. All right, so you just saw this guy coming down the ladder. Who would do this, man? Who would go up the ladder after just seeing that? After just seeing that, when somebody just came down the ladder, they've got to group up to potentially retake the site. They could have stuck around, okay? And it feels like I'm finger wagging, right, at Boombl4. Why would you ever do this? But if you look at this, like, this is 2 players. Nexa and Hunter have both shown themselves. Okay, Boombl4 doesn't die, but even if he did, they just killed the other player outside that they just saw. There's no one else there. There's one more player inner. That's not confirmed. This is info. Oh, sorry, he does die. But, like, look at the info. This is the only other player. So they go out for the trades. There is a fast drop down ladder. It's a little bit of a Hail Mary from the CT side. But instantly they go for the plant. They're not scared of somebody hiding. This is like not a concern of theirs. They just got too much goddamn information, and then they all just get wiped out. And of course, this is the other piece of the puzzle, that Simple is playing as well as Electronic, and Electronic is playing as well as Simple, and yeah, everyone's just complementing each other so well. Like this is a Na'Vi that I could get behind. Now they aren't this good on every map, but then we take it to Mirage, and they are just as good versus G2 on Mirage. And the thought was, okay, G2, maybe they don't want to play Train. You know, Train's not going to be an easy map versus Na'Vi ever. But then they go on to Mirage, and it's the same. It's the same. Na'Vi proved with Mirage that they were playing insane on another level on another level yesterday. On the Na'Vi level, it's a level they should be playing on. They have the roster. They cannot complain about talent with certain teams anymore. I'm sorry, you can't. People cannot talk out of both sides of their mouth when it comes to, oh, Astralis, they are like not the most talented roster in the world, but they are the #1 team in the world. How can we complain about talent when we talk about frickin' Na'Vi and G2? Like, can we stop talking about talent? Are they lacking talent, or are they lacking structure? It's not talent. The system is greater than the players on Astralis and on Vitality. That's why you can have RPK playing at such a high level. That's why you can have Masuda coming up so big after starting so terribly. That's why Nevera can slot in on certain maps, have a crystal clean, pristine record. You think it's a coincidence all these players are just starting to play so well? It's so easy to backwards analyze and say, this is like, as soon as this happened, then this, right? But anyways, it needs to be said that like we have to stop talking about like, oh well, yeah, I don't know. I think we already know that I think people are trying to hand out blame. People always try to hand out blame for individual players, and sometimes it is true. Sometimes it is true. But it's not a coincidence at this point, now that Vitality's in the mix, now that we have a situation where, you know, there's a direct challenger to Astralis, and it doesn't feel like Astralis are just the best system anymore, like Vitality are almost equivalent in terms of system, and then we see how they have moved, like, different pieces within the system, as a tag can come into Astralis and they can win Pro League and win, like, 11 out of 13 maps in a row, or whatever it is, and we can have Vitality just come through and have the strongest run at the end of the year and really challenge Astralis in all these maps, and Nevera can slot in perfectly. This is proof that the system is more than the players, and bringing up the players. This is the future of any CSGO team. And like Xtaz, the coach of Vitality, he must deserve a lot of credit. MBK shouted him out in a really big way. Of course, you know, I don't speak French. I don't know a lot about him, but clearly a huge impact. He's getting credit. It's kind of like Zonic. Like, we know because of how good the team is doing, and because we haven't heard a bad review about him, of course, that, you know, he is definitely doing a lot. Like, I'm never gonna say like Zonic isn't a great coach just because I don't know a lot about him. Like, clearly, there's nothing to show us. There's nothing to tell us that he isn't, right? Probably the most valuable or important coach of all time. And Xtaz is absolutely giving him a run for his money, or at least contributing to like the overall, is contributing to proving that Astralis' system is greater than their players. And that while they have great players, that the system is also bringing up their level and bringing up their overall consistency on an individual level, as well as a team. Oh, shoot. Okay, we watched someone die. I don't know who it was. All right, we're down to a 4-4 situation, and Boombl4 is starting to push up. Let's see if he takes any peeks here, if they're just going to go for the B. Yeah, looks like the B hit is coming. We're throwing a loose flash. I guess it's just the first tier execute, waiting for the response. No Molotov coming down. And it seems like now we're going to pop out of the ramp. This is a free plant. It's actually kind of hard to line up the nades to land right on this spot. And I mean, there's just such a high amount of control here. This is nothing special that I really want to talk about. I want to talk about the rounds where Boombl4 like flies across the site, or that was just a good execute that made a lot of sense. Okay, Boombl4 dies here early. And I wanted to talk about the Ivy lurks and when he's going inner as well. All right, so this time around, they decide to work Ivy with 3 people. Guys, and make sure, because YouTube's like basically yesterday's video when I uploaded yesterday's video. Actually, I'll talk about it again tomorrow. But basically, YouTube like punishes the next video when we go back to doing regular demo reviews after we do like another piece of content, like a vlog or the haircutting thing. For some reason, like it delivers the videos to less people's sub boxes who would normally watch the videos anyway, which is really annoying and unfortunate. And the only way to avoid that is to turn on notifications. So if you are going to watch the videos, it would help the channel like crazy. So I appreciate that. Because yeah, that's starting to piss me off, the way that YouTube operates. It's like, why are they trying to discourage me from uploading different kinds of content? Down the line, it'll make sense. And okay, here's the lurk. So okay, compromising positions. I've talked about this a million times, but standing at back 6, you compromise the spots everywhere. This is the goal of the T side to get here, one way or the other. If you come out of T-Con, you go to Olafmeister, you come down to where Boombl4 is standing, or you go up Ivy, you turn the corner, you stand here. You compromise top blue, you compromise back 6 or green, and then you compromise as soon as the smoke goes up on his left, you compromise train stopper, you compromise the back of the site. This helps your T-Con guys get out. This helps your ladder guys get out. This is one of the most important spots on the outside site for the Ts to get to establish control in. And we see here the CT is so uncomfortable, but still not really aware that Ivy is this compromised, that people would actually come up out of it. And you see Boombl4 is getting help here from Perfecto, Wombo comboing Nico inside of the sandwich. I guess this is why we call it sandwich. And they just absolutely crush the site. But that's basically it. That just explains a position. That's just what happens when you let somebody get control of that while also having a T-Con split to come out, especially when they don't even realize it. So here it is, Boombl4 getting info on the lower ramp. And now punishing the ladder push. And there's not much more to say. A super easy round. Okay. So what's the final strategy of the night? Boombl4 gets down the ladder. Teammate dies. I think everybody falls apart for once. Okay, that's nice. We're over and done with. A very interesting game. Full of cool stuff. I was a bit messy today, but I have a lot to say. I feel like I gotta make another... I have to make another video. I have to make another video on this topic. I feel like there's stuff here that I needed to expound upon. Okay, but I thought if that's interesting, let me know. All right, I will catch you guys tomorrow for another video. I'll probably just put out a reminder at the beginning of videos to say put on the follower notifications until things get better. But yeah, yeah. Let me know who else. I've got a list of another list of players and stuff that I want to do reviews on. So there's a lot of videos that are going to be coming up, and I might start doing Coach Laos live on the stream. I was streaming today, and I'll probably continue to stream since I've got this great computer, and I'll be able to stream at home as well. Okay, take care, everybody. See you tomorrow.